If you are trading Shiba coin, you can't miss this next potential buy zone. Good morning, traders. Welcome back to the channel, and we're back with Shiba coin after having a massive nice dump. Now, before we go to the further analysis, let's go and see what we have been analyzing for the last month, basically. So, the first analysis we shared was on, as you can see, 19th of December, this amazing analysis with multiple potential entry points. Now, throughout this time, we shared multiple updates with you guys, as you can see. And the last update that we shared was, of course, this one, where we mentioned that there is a really nice potential movement to happen to the lower zones, meaning a nice movement to this potential buy zone. Now, although we didn't go like further to the upper zones, so we had a slight hiccup push here as well, one more, and we went straight to our fifth target, which was of course near the 200 and 100 EMAs. Now we are currently having a nice pullback, so zooming in you can see a small pullback on the daily time frame, meaning a nice rejection from the EMAs. And now what we are going to do is we are going to wait for a potential movement to this third zone. So basically we can remove this first and fourth scenario here as well, as we don't see like any reason for this kind of movement to happen anymore. Now with that being said, next good potential movements are of course going to be movements to this zone, and then amazing potential for some kind of bullish movement, meaning a nice movement of 60-70% of market price movement, of course. Currently we are not setting any kind of like stop losses. As you can see, this is yet not so formed, like well formed sideways movement. You can see we had nice 2 taps here to the resistance and also 2 taps here. But in order to have like this fully formed sideways movement, we need at least 3 taps on each side, meaning 3 taps here and 3 taps here, which means this zone could potentially turn into potential bearish movement here. So this scenario here will be turned down. Now, this is the view on a bigger time frame, what we see on the Shiba coin. Of course, currently we need to seek some kind of retracement, maybe to this zone here, meaning dragging this middle line of Bollinger Band slightly to the lower zones, retest to this zone. So let's not draw any more lines, but use this instead. So some kind of movement here, small retest, going back for the EMAs, and then smooth movement to the lower zones, of course, until we reach this major support zone here, as we mentioned earlier. And this would be one of the best potentially buy zones for the Shiba coin, as this zone that we are currently having, we don't see any like good reasons for it to like push from here for a potential like breakout. So this kind of movement, liquidity movement, can be similar to this kind of movement here that we had from last time we touched this zone here, similar to this touch here. We had a nice liquidity dump, pullback, and then a further movement to the lower zones, touching this major support here on a daily time frame. So similar movement to this one, and once we touch it, a potential buy zone here. Now, it is kind of early to short like straight from this zone here, but the best potential if you want to short, of course, the Shiba all the way down as well, it is to like have a multiple entries as always, because we still can see some kind of pullback to this zone here, and who knows, maybe even to this zone here. So let me draw you the zone that I mean by this zone here. We can see these kind of movements here, but who knows. Of course, we can see also like some liquidity movement to the upper zones, meaning potential retest to this zone, but we are not so optimistic about this kind of scenario. Currently, the best case is to see a nice movement to the lower zones, then some kind of like sideways movement here, maybe like accumulation zone, and then expansion, which means a potential good buy zone. So, with that being said, I think EMAs are in our favor. Bollinger Bands, of course, is again in our favor, and currently price is just held by this second moving average, but it's not so strong yet. So with that being said, let's wait for a potential good buy zone and a potential nice movement to the lower zones. As always, trade smart and stay safe. See you in the next session.